this one, we're going to be going over 3 other textbooks that I think would be pretty interesting. Okay, so this one is called The Storytelling Classroom, Applications Across the Curriculum. It's by Sherry Norfolk. Shout out if you know where Norfolk, Virginia is. Jane Stenson and Diane Williams. And the image, like every image ever, there's a teacher with their students, and it looks like they're telling them a story because, as you can see, they're in the rocking chair. Let's get into this book. And like every book ever, it needs to have a bunch of intro pages. So I want to go over the contents with you. So chapter 1 is called The Story Behind the Stories. From the Library Media Center, Storytelling Through the Grades. So it looks like they're basically going over the storytelling through the grades, as in grades pre-K through 6th grade. And basically, that is the elementary education grade levels in the state of California and many other states that is targeted for curriculum and future educators through their courses. So chapter 2 is pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. Then chapter 3 is grades 1 and 2, and in each of these chapters there's basically a bunch of books that would be applicable and useful for these grade teachers, or these various grades. So grade 1 and 2 has stories such as The Tortoise and the Hare, Making Sand Tray Stories, Milbrae Birch, Cinderella's Shoes, Darlene Newman, The Great Plop, Tiki Piki Boom Boom, which I think is a play on for the Rikki Tikki, Tang Tang, or some other classical children's literature book. A Bus of Our Own, D.W.E. Williams' various books. So now chapter 4 goes through grades 3, 4, and 5. So it goes through the introduction, it goes into authors that would be appropriate to introduce their books into the grade levels. So for Sherry Norfolk, we have The Gargantuan Fuchsia Stomping Boots. For Willie Clayfin, we have Anassi's Adventure. For Lynn Rubright, we have Picture This. For Elizabeth Ellis, we have Storytelling in the Writing Workshop, and various other books through the grades. So, to correct myself, apparently this book goes through grades pre-K through 8th grade. So elementary through middle school. And, I mean, it looks like the subjects vary. I mean, you have things such as Fraction Friends by Meg Anderson, Lazy Jack, Elapsed Time by Darlene Newman. So for chapter 5, grades 6, 7, and 8, you have Day of the Raptors by Jane Stenson. Pat Kane says The Star Stories of Ancient Cultures. Larry Newman says Fabulous Fables. And Lisa Worth Huber says Those Clever Tricksters. So I just want to skim through a few of the pages to see if there's anything worthwhile noting. This textbook, although it's pertaining to storytelling, seems to have a very basic textbook appearance. There's not a lot of images as the users of these textbooks are in college. So I'd assume that pictures aren't really necessary. They're fun, but I don't think they're very necessary. So for the introduction, we have our staple authors, Sherry Norfolk, Jane Stenson, and Diane Williams. Diane Williams reminds me of Diane from Family Guy, the news anchor who worked with Tom. Diane, I think so. I think one of them was named, the woman's name was Diane. So I bought this book used because I really like buying used books because you never know what kind of notes or comments or underline or highlights are going to be in the textbook. So it's almost like a game. So, because I didn't make these markings, I never really marked textbooks. But I probably should have. I do sticky notes, but I pulled them all out. So let's see what's underlined here. From the beginning of time, storytelling has been the means by which cultures and societies have preserved and celebrated their memories. That's very true. Let's look what's next. There is strong reason to believe that organization of information in story form is a natural brain process. I mean, doesn't our brain create a bunch of processes? So, storytelling would be one of the natural processes. Okay, another underline says, neuroscience is discovering that the brain is wired to organize, retain, and access information through story. Sounds about right. I mean, if a story really speaks to you, you'd want to, organize it, retain it, and access it if you're calling a story or the moral of a story. That's why in a lot of curriculums you'll have the students read a book and then either fill out a worksheet or have a class discussion with prompts or questions highlighting detailed points about the book. And I volunteered in the kindergarten classroom, and this was the case. I remember our teacher pulled out a big book, and of course it had beautiful illustrations. The words were small for the teacher, but the images were big for the kindergarten students. And so, after reading the story, which actually was pretty quick for a big book, but after reading the story, the teacher asked some questions like, who was Penny or who was Jane? What were they doing? What happened when? To activate the kids' recalling of and their memorization of the book to the best of their abilities. And by recalling, you can, strengthen neural pathways to be scientific in the brain. And this helps students with recalling and retaining information. And how you organize this through the process of the story. So, underlining another one. Story aids memory because it puts information into meaningful context to which other information can be attached. So we call this building prior knowledge or adapting one's schema. And in the sense of educational psychology, schema, I believe, is the prior knowledge that a student has on a certain topic or subject. So when teachers tell a story, they might ask questions beforehand to tap into the student's schema. And then after the story, when they learn new things in the book that they were building on with their prior knowledge, that's called adapting the schema or growing the schema. So, you're right. Other information can be attached in what's called building on prior knowledge. Let's see. Story also puts information into an emotional context, and research indicates that emotions play an essential role in both memory and motivation. This is very true. This is very true. Thinking of that one going, wow, great, very true. But yeah, emotion is the best connection to obtaining memory. If you're really emotional about something, you're placing great emphasis on the topic. If, I don't know, you lost your bike and there's a story about someone who lost their favorite animal, you're going to connect with them on an emotional level, and that story is going to stay with you because, again, you're tapping into your previous prior knowledge and creating your own pathways, connecting all of that. So memory and motivation, because emotion can make you motivated because you're connecting on a deeper level rather than surface level to whatever story is being told. Thank God, I just got a memory of this book called My Baby Forever. You'll be, I love you forever. Oh my God, don't get into that book. It smells like glue, and like someone opened a bottle of isopropyl alcohol or something, but oh my God, it's gut-wrenching. Yeah, it's called I Love You Forever. And at the end of the line, at the end of the story, it's this old lady holding her adult son and it says, I love you forever, my baby, you will be. Oh my God, gut-wrenching. Gut-wrenching. I remember reading it when I was little and being like, that's weird, but now I'm like, oh my God, like that's very true. So, let's see. Oh my gosh, guys, I lied. This is my handwriting. I'm not a liar, I swear. I just have really bad memory. Because I was probably asleep in this class. Okay. Oh, so it says, one day, several years ago, I had just finished telling a story to a second grade class. As the children were coming back from the images in their minds, a little boy several rows back in the front raised his hand. Miss Shimojima, he said, when you tell a story, I look at you, it feels like you are right here next to me. And I said, oh, indeed, so cute. That's an emotional connection, because it's cute, but I did not create a connection. Let's see, it enhances visualization, imagination, and creativity. Correct. Storytelling introduces children to literature and the beauty of language. It develops a student's sense of story and the knowledge that stories have a beginning, a middle, and end. Characters, a setting, a problem, and a resolution. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the charts. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here because why not? But you would have your. It's kind of like a. Oh, Sharpie mate. Should be fine. You basically have. This is like this. The story map or story outline. You have your introduction. I'll just write intro for short. You have your, this is called building suspense or building climax. You're growing to the climax in a traditional story. So we'll say up climax. And then here is the peak. This is your climax. It's a funny word. Anyways, don't think too much about it. Naughty. Okay, anyways, climax. And then you have your resolution as it goes down. Oh, apparently I can't spell today. Your resolution. this one is where it usually says and or theme. Super basic, but this is what I worked with in a first grade ELA class. I had read a story and we created the kind of story plot outline map thing. So this Sharpie smells so strong. Do you guys know? I'm not. Anyways, okay. So yeah, so that's basically what in the elementary school setting the basic story plot line. So, best of all, this is active listening, where children must provide the images in order to fully experience the story. Supply the images in their brain, they're envisioning it, and children who are younger tend to be more creative, have more imagination. But it's very cool. And now let's see. Kindergarten students also love to act out stories. Very true. Bocha, what is this behavior? The ideal story is one with many characters and a very simple plot that can be grasped immediately. Yeah, super simple. Like the Little Red Riding Hood, or that's why they start with short stories, fables, classic literature. And you're not going to read a chapter book to a kindergartner unless you like break it up. Maybe like over the course of a week or a month or something like that. You could, but it would be so confusing. I remember in first grade I had this friend. And basically I remember in first grade during lunchtime we were sitting outside. We weren't sitting by the lunch tables. We were sitting outside the classroom for some reason. I think I had to do an art project, so I just finished it, and he came up with a book, mind you, first grade. And I said, oh, what kind of book is that? And he's like, oh, it's this new Harry Potter book. And I'm like, Harry Potter? What the hell is that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I know Miss Nelson is missing, you know, the Magic School Bus, Mighty Mouse, Geronimo Stilton maybe, because I really like the images. The Harry Potter, that not run with me. So he basically sat down and read like the first 2 chapters to me during lunch, and I'll never forget it. Like thinking like, why would someone read this chapter book? Like we were in first grade, like, but he was super smart. Like it was very cool. No, that was really funny. So that brought me back. Yes, so this is generally the first book. I mean, girlfriend, I could go on and on and on for the next 212 pages. 208 pages. But I want to get into the next book, so let's go ahead and get into that. We'll drop this one off at the pool. What's that? I don't know what the saying is, but okay. We have our second textbook, and this one is called Teaching to Change the World. Because I was what? An education major. Exactly, you get it. Okay, and just a preface, basically this was my education class. It was one of my last classes, but my professor just graduated from her PhD class at UCLA. So I open the page right now, and look what it is, UCLA. I just know that her professors recommended this to her. She's like, oh my gosh, I should recommend it to me. She was mad. It was her first year, but she was like, assign something super difficult, and then we'd have no homework for like a week, and we had like a little party, and then it's like this 8-page assignment, and then it was so on and off, I could not figure it out. Okay, so this is a college textbook, like all of them are, but this one's very text heavy. my goodness, all the figurines, concepts. Preface. Just tell us, don't preface it. Oh, but you can see Jeannie Oakes was one of the professors in my professor's graduate school. My professor's professor. Say that 10 times. Yes, Jeannie Oakes. She looks like she reads a lot of literature. All the English literature education teachers, especially the female ones, are like the cutest professors ever. They're very sweet and they're just like quirky and like very empathetic. Oh god, I remember this. Yeah, democracy, diversity, and love. Look at the text. Look at the spacing. Maybe I can fit my fingernail between one of these lines. It's not. I have, anyways, what is this? Okay, this one has pictures. So why did the other one not have pictures when this one is like incredibly difficult? Look at that spacing. My fingernail covers probably 2 to 3 lines of stuff. That's insane. Okay, I remember reading it and then like pretending to read it, you know, where you're like you pretend to read something and then you like just literally like look at the sentences and don't even process it. That was me, because who in their right mind would read all of this? I mean, we were probably assigned like 20 pages per class. But oh my god, it was just not it. Anyways, how diverse are students? Probably very diverse. I know the state of California has very diverse students in some range. But it's basic stuff. You go through all your GEs that are basic information, and then you realize in your upper divisions that, oh my god, like it's the same thing repackaged. Especially in education. Oh, they talk about religion. I mean, you talk about religion in the classroom education. There we go. Perhaps due to the stated separation of church and state in the United States, religion is often sidelined in conversations about student diversity. And although religion has become somewhat less important for many people in recent years, the vast majority of adults in the United States. Who said that? Who shut up the Taco Bell, huh? Who shut up the Taco Bell? Damn. Less important for many people. Okay, I knew an atheist wrote this. It's just, you didn't have to put that in there. I don't know. I'm not crazy religious, but it's funny how, you know, you write a book, but there's like bias. Anyway, Christians account for 71% of the adult population. What? Then why did you say the vast majority of adults? Religion has become less important. That makes no sense. Religion has become less important, but 71% of the population is Christians. I guess maybe they don't practice Christian morals, but anyways, sidetrack. So they talk about religion because separation of state and church, timelines of all the events going on, like big historical events, Black Panthers, Great Wave of immigration, educational timeline, Enlightenment, the first schoolhouse, intergroup education movement. Yep. Mills versus the Board of Education. Latin rights of Latinx students to desegregated schools. Keys versus Denver. So, you have this old picture. 1921 immigrant students. President Barack Obama signs the American Competes Act, which aims to strengthen science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The DREAM Act, post-secondary education. Obviously, I'm not going into any of this because, good lord, baby girl, sweetie, look, let's see, page 499. has 500 pages. Sounds like it too. Let's see if there's anything I like. Ooh, great text box for focal points. They'll throw an image at every chapter. Why do schools label and sort students? Because redlining for districts. They label and sort for population and attendance, demographic information to show in school boards. Maybe people want to do a case study, the school culture. Our school provides an excellent environment for inquiry, advancement, and staff development. Okay, moving on. So yeah, this book is very text heavy. It's very fascinating, but the structure of it's a very slow book. I mean, it's 500 pages. What are you yapping about for 500 pages? I think you like to hear yourself talk sometimes. Is this someone's like dissertation? Is this oh, that was loud, sorry. It's a lot. 5th edition, there's more. Oh my god, where is this even from? Paradig, Virginia. Oh my gosh, the Hornet bookstore. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is from Virginia and California. That's crazy. Oh, and they blacked it out. Did I take this from my class? No, I bought it. I had it ordered, but I'm sure other schools can use it. It's funny. Okay, so that was the second book. As you can tell, I probably got to page 30 and then gave up. So, peace and love. We never really covered this next book. Do you ever have this situation where people will, or professors will like tell you to get a textbook or some niche materials? I had one of my professors say, you need a card, $100 worth of cards for this PE activity. And we used it once, and I almost bitch slapped him because, oh my god, you guys, oh my god. From Big Mouth, god, I forgot her name. Oh my god, you guys. It's the craziest thing ever. Yeah, so anyways, when professors do that, because I'm like, why did you tell me to get this? And I'm trying to return it at the end of the semester for 2% of what it was worth. I paid $150. I'm getting $15 back. Excuse me. Like, what the hell? Anyways, that's education for you. Okay, I like this one. This one was really cool. I had this for my Gina Boldman author, Molly Bang, and I think Gina Boldman somewhere, but I had this for one of my classes. My professor, she was so sweet, and it was an evening class. Oh, look at this one, has a lot of pictures. Look at that. Look how pretty, oh my gosh. Oh, the eyes. Ever read The Great Gatsby? Most beautiful thing ever. Okay, let's get to this. Picture this, how pictures work. Molly Bang. I hope it's worth. Anyways, I should do one day where we just like write raps, like rap lyrics, like in like no planning ahead, just like on site, in the moment, in the heat of the moment, just pull a verse out of my ass. I think that would be so fun. Sometimes I like to say, Nicki Minaj, you better watch out, but we'll see. Okay, picture this, how pictures work. I took a break, I hope it's work. Anyways, don't get me started. Okay, how pictures work is basically talking about the composition of pictures and how you can manipulate and use various elements of pattern, composition, organization, color, structure, style to help with stories. So they start out with building a picture. You have your frame, you have your triangle, your subject, Then you scale it, so you have a bigger triangle and a smaller triangle. Bigger version of Red Riding Hood, a smaller one. A triangular shape. This is a regular shape, more round. This one's a lavender purple pale color. This one's an orange fiery red. So it's basically going into the very, very simple details of a broken down composition and image and deciphering what it is, how it can change, what it goes through. Lavender, orange, you have a little square. Here's the basket. So it's kind of abstract. Here's the basket. There's an overview. So little Red Riding Hood, large Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood basket. You have the triangles for a simple tree, and then you edge it out. Mama, what you know about edging? Anyways, you have little trees, little Christmas trees, fatter triangles around. Isn't that crazy? Triangles, and then fatter triangles. Life is so beautiful. Then you have trees to show, place them in the back and smaller, more up to kind of create definition of what a backdrop is supposed to look like. Show Red Riding Hood walking through the trees. We never used this book in class, by the way. Maybe we did. I was just asleep. It was virtual on Zoom. So bet my camera was on. So now we have a small one passing through. You can make it even smaller to show its size or significance. You have the tree falling over Red Riding Hood. Oh no. Twink Red Riding Hood. Oh no. You have the big bad wolf, which again is triangles. Boom, 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 boom. It's like how you do like a dog. Like a dog, you're like, rah, 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 like when you do shadow puppets. But it looks very cool, very fun. I seem to like it. Changing it, so going from a more triangular shape to more round. Like I said, changing colors. Keeping the sharp shape. More triangles for teeth. To emphasize shape. A slit of color to differentiate the eyes from the face. Red to see that women can beat men too. Red, so you're seeing Red Riding Hood. Maybe it's an evil twink, I don't know. Just a skinny person. Use a triangle to see in their eyes. You can make it more slender. Oh, that's freaky. Girl, that's freaky. Why its tongue out? Like, I'm sorry. That's the original picture, I think. Just about. It's very beautiful. I love the colors, the composition, purple and the fiery orange. There it is, the OG picture. Tongue out. Classy, bougie, wretched. Principles, going over the principles of art. Structure, design, placement, angles, corners, diagonal struts. You have mountain slide boards, flying buttress. It's when you have two parts and you have a stick on it, so it's like holding it together. Building climax, a triangle placed on visibility. This one's a little off. It's a little queer. It's a little they them. That's straight. That's hetero. That's give me my black coffee. I'm in my truck. That's she's doing a pirouette in her ballet flats on Miss Tina. Anyways, daggers, porcupine, spikes. I'm not really sure. A little off-putting. You should be off-putting. Get it? Because you're so chronically online, guys. Do you get that? It's Jennifer Lawrence. To that rude guy, I don't know. I have so much information that isn't relevant or can be applied to anything except chatting with my friends. That's insane. Anyways. Oh, nor clear. If you were to jump, there's no way you go, and you just land on the white stuff. Your mother. There's the teeth of the triangle to show the entrapments or the focusing in on Little Red Riding Hood. You can see it's the teeth, the claws. Okay, now we're getting like Nirvana, the Deathly Hallows. I don't know what that is. That's cool. That looks like an 80s punk rock band. Different colors, how the borders look more blurred. Maybe here and here they look darker and light. Peaks and waves, ships and colors. Oh my god, you guys. Comment down below if you have any Smiling Friends references. I can't think of any right now, but totally took me back. Large mountain, small mountain. Triangle circles. Triangle circles with differentiating colors. I'm not gonna skip it to come out. Like getting chronically online. Oh my gosh, guys, it's communism. Sickle. That looks like a cunty owl. I don't know. Look at that. The eye. What was that SpongeBob one? The truth is in the eye. The power of eye or something. I don't know. So pretty. Look, it's me. Guys, it's me burning on a hot summer day. Circle, triangle. Man, this book is it's 87 pages. A bunch of pictures. Triangle, triangle. That's pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. That reminds me of BFG by Roald Dahl. What a fun name to say when you're young. Oh, I'm reading Matilda by Roald Dahl. I'm reading The Witches by Roald Dahl. I'm reading BFG by Roald Dahl. James and Giant Peach, Roald Dahl. He was iconic. Anyways, this reminds me of the Big Friendly Giant. Never read it, but I saw those big ass feet and oh my god. Sliver of space. Okay. What's that trend where it's like married happy men with 2 kids trying to find the trench coat? Deathman's rattle 10,000. And then just 2 shoes popping in. That looks like a Legend of Zelda map, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like some 2D aerial view. Oh, and on the back it shows the pictures. You'll never picture this world the same again. Mama. 2025. Why does a triangle make us feel stable by diagonalizing with a sense of tension? I don't know, because you're anxious. Okay, guys. That was silly. That was silly. But I want to thank you. If you watch this all the way to the end, you're crazy. And you should go to sleep. You're loca girl. My dino says hi. She's like, yeah, she's like that deflated Meg. God. Anyways, she's bye-bye.